This is a GT Timberline that came to me in well-loved condition. These bikes weren't really meant for extreme downhilling, but made for decent all-around bikes. Perfect for rough pathways and maybe even some easy single track. I took the bike as it came to me with all of the original components, including the saddle, and the frame was in good shape too. So not a basket case, but in need of a thorough overhaul. The bike came equipped with decent Shimano Acera derailleurs and had Microshift rapid-fire shifters on it. The front shifter was not working, so I will try to repair it or replace it. So combined with the broken front shifter and front chain rings that were badly bent, the bike was not really working, and probably why the previous owner decided to move on to a new bike. The bent pressed front chainring crankset will need to be replaced, and I have a nice Shimano FC M290 170mm crankset in my parts bin, which I think will work nicely for this overhaul. The SR Suntour XCT front shocks with lockout are mid-grade level front suspension and will need to be inspected and cleaned up. Anyway, time to get this bike stripped, inspect the frame for any hairline cracks, and complete paint touch-ups. I always like to keep as much of the original decals as possible, and for this overhaul, the frame looks pretty good. I didn't mention before that the bike had the original ALEXRIMS ACE 24 rims on it. Decent rims that didn't really need much in the way of truing, and cleaned up like brand new. The front shocks checked out fine with the lockout control working, but I wasn't able to save much of the original decals, so ended up making some new decals, which turned out pretty good. My favorite part of my builds is where the wheels go on and the bike starts looking like a bike again. The brakes are Promax DSK 310 mechanical disc, which perform well and are easy to set up. A trick I have used to keep the brake lever pull as short as possible is to manually move the brake arm until the pad is just clearing the rotor, and then tighten the brake cable in this position. Well, I have the bike wired up and things are shifting and braking nicely. I've always liked GT bikes, and they've always built good quality bikes, but if I had to pick between this aluminum frame bike and GT's steel chromoly frame bike, I'd go with the steel frame bike. I did a video a while back on a 1997 GT Tequesta with a steel frame, which is one of my favorite riding bikes, and I'll leave a link in the description to that video. But I do think this build turned out pretty good. And with the 29-inch tires and upgraded components, this bike is still a lot of fun to ride. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.